Okay, so now for the next part, I've removed the corner binder clips that I had on here because I want to add corners to my book. Now, before you put, and again, I'll get to that stage when I get there. Before I put any paper or fabric, if I choose to find fabric tomorrow at work, I can put that in the center here. But now is the time to add whatever hardware you want to add to your journal or to your book. By hardware, I mean corners. I mean things for you want to use for your on your spine. These are great to hang charms and attach tassels and things like that, so it gives it a nice little touch here on the end. So this would be the time to do that. You're also going to need a piece of fabric, and this is some of the fabric that we used earlier when we fitted this one to our journals, and I'll show you why we're going to use that in just a moment. And you're going to need some kind of pliers. These are jewelry pliers. I have another pair. I don't know where they're at the moment, but I like to use a smooth surface. I don't know how close you can see that, but smooth surface. I don't want any ridges or anything on my plier, and I'll show you why in just a minute. So what you're going to do is you're going to place your corners. It doesn't matter where you start. It's all preference. And I just want to make sure that it's covered. So what I want to do is I am going to place this like I want, and I just butt it up against the book. I am going to use this piece of fabric, and I am going to, let me just do it this way so it's not folded so much, and just put this over, make sure it's butted. And I'm going to take my pliers and I'm just going to press. I want to press it so that I don't get marks on my clip. And so there you go. You see it doesn't have any scratches on it. Now what I like to do is to make sure that this is tucked in. I have an instrument that I found. I don't know where I found this, but it reminds me of an old dental tool. So I want to make sure that the ends are tucked. And so this is the time to make sure that it is tucked, and just want to make sure that I get it in here because I don't want it showing, just like that. See how easy that was? And again, I've just been, brings me back to my dental days when I used to have all these tools in my hands. And so I'm going to put this over here, and I'm going to do the same thing, and I am going to press it and squeeze. And squeeze it, and squeeze it. And there you go. And there it is. See how easy that was? And depending on the thickness of your book, I prefer these because you have more give. It's wider. There's some that are for paper that are super, super thin, and those won't fit well. They don't leave a nice edge, a nice finish. So that's how you place your corners. Super easy, fast. Again, you can find a bunch of these on Amazon or Hobby Lobby. Again, I found these in the craft section in the wood area where we sell the pieces of wood. These are in little packages. And these were, I think right now they're like 99 cents. They're reduced price, or they're going to be down to or up to $1.29, something like that. But I bought some of those. I'm going to actually get some more tomorrow while I'm there. And so these are the corners. Now to do the spine piece, I want to just center it. Again, I eyeball a lot of things. I'm going to go ahead and I'll finish doing the corners, and I'll take a photo of it when it's done. And so I'm going to take the clips off. Now I use another one. I got this at Dollar Tree. It's just a small cutting mat, or you can use whatever you want to use. You don't really have to spend a whole lot of money. It's just not necessary. You will need a piercing tool. This here is called, I got this on Amazon. Also, it's called a 6-piece hand book binding kit. And I think it was like $7, which is not a bad deal. But again, you can pick what you like and invest as much or as little as you would like. And these are going to come in handy for what we're going to do later. And so this is a piercing tool. Now there's various ones. I have different types of piercing tools. These I found at Dollar General, I'm sorry. You see that? And all this is, well, you can't see it, but it's very sharp. So be very careful. These are all piercing tools. It's just a matter of what you want to use. I personally like these because as you pierce, you can kind of twist and turn and get it to the width or the thickness of the tool. And so that's important to me. Again, you will find your preference as to what you like. And you're just gonna eyeball where you want. Again, me and my eyeball, I'm sorry. But you know, here's the length of your spine. And I don't like it too high up. Just maybe an inch down, a quarter of an inch down, just whatever preference you like. But I want, you see how this hook is? I want it down. So that this is going to be a deciding factor for me, because if I put it this way, it just falls different. And I don't know if it's just me, but I want it to fall this way. So I'm going to pierce it somewhere down here. And so let's just see. If I want it here, let's just say, find the center, somewhere in the center. You know, again, and you can use this line if you want. You know, use the guide, and you can just center the ends here. And then you have a center here. And so just come down a bit. I'm going to put it right about here. And so I'm just going to push and turn and lift. Sometimes you have to lift it. You don't want to put your finger underneath where the piercing tool is, because you will cut yourself. And it just takes a little muscle twist and turn. And then I take it out. And there's my hole. Very easy. Went right through. And so now I'm going to take my little doohickey here. I don't know what it's called. I'm sure it's got a name. I don't know what it's called. And then I'm going to, here's the fun part, where you will need to insert both of them here, just like that. And as long as it's lying like I want this way, push it down. Looks pretty centered to me. Flip it over. And I'm going to separate the little metal prongs. And if you have nails, you may use a different tool to separate them. And so there you go. And this isn't going to matter, because this is going to be covered by my signatures. And so there you go. It's just the little things that give it extra, you know, that give it that little extra touch. It looks like it's a little off center. Oy, just a little bit. But you know, I can always go over just a tiny bit. You see, mistakes. I love mistakes because you learn from them. And I got to be careful not to cut it too close, to pierce it again too close, because what's going to happen, the opening is going to be way too big. See, and it looks centered here. But it's just the shape of this. I'm going to go over a little bit more, just a tad bit, and pierce it. Let's try this now. And put it through. See, I still don't like that. Well, if I pierce it this way. Oh, let's see. Open it up. It actually looks much better. See? It's better, right? So, there you go. There's your little piece here. I call it hardware. But I know there's got to be a name to it. You know, it could be binding, metal hardware, things like that. But this is what it looks like. And again, here it's not going to matter because this will be covered. I'm also going to create the holes for the signatures, and I'll do that on another video. But I'm going to go ahead and finish this up, take a picture of what it looks like when it's done. And that's how you attach your hardware before you put a paper here or fabric on the inside. Thanks for watching.